fall all of a sudden. So we are setting our sights on places where we can experience fall food and fall vibes and desserts. We've got Ariel Blanchard here. What are we craving right now as it starts getting colder?
You know, I crave roasted foods, anything roasted, things that have been in the oven, low and slow, really seriously deep flavors. I'm done with the light stuff from the summer. I want heavy comfort food right now.
We've earned it at this point.
We have.
Let's dive in
and the weather
enjoy.
is matching the craving, which I love. I appreciate that very much.
Helps you know what to want.
Yes.
So the first thing you want, the Southern Growl has dropped a new menu so that your taste buds really know what season it is.
Oh, I mean, you look at this menu and it's like fall, fall, fall. You see roasted squash, sweet potatoes. They even have a sweet potato cheesecake, which I'm loving the fact that, and especially there, because they're doing beer, there's always a little bit of a fall vibe because you're pairing with beer rather than wine, and it's really fun that they just throw all of their fall energy into that. So great.
And a sweet potato cheesecake.
Yes,
that does sound like a good idea.
I know. I mean, look at this salad. That's going to make you actually want to eat a salad in the fall, I feel like. You got the pecans, and these are kimchi with sweet potato croquettes. So also, you know, if you're a little kimchi averse, but like it's fried, so how can you not love that? And there's that sweet potato cheesecake. I can just smell that right now. Can't you? The cinnamon, the cardamom, like it's speaking to me.
We're warm and comforted just looking at it.
Yes, and I love that, you know, they get into the season very much over there. So this is a great spot to go, and you don't have to be all into Halloween to go, but I mean, you're going to taste fall when you go.
All right, very good.
Which is great.
The Southern Growl, lots of good options there. And then you've got a new chef over at Soby's.
Yes.
That means new fall menu items that we'll also want to get acquainted with.
Yes, so John Buck, who was the former chef at Husk downtown Greenville that folks will remember, is now over at Soby's. And one of the things that he did so well at Husk and that he's bringing to Soby's is his commitment to local. Anything local, like finding the very best flavors possible, no matter where that is. So he hunts high and low for all of these things, and he has added some really beautiful things to the menu. So this is a beet salad. So if, again, you might be beet averse, some people are, because it can be a little bit strong of a flavor, but those beets are so delicious, and he handpicks them. This is a roasted duck, and I love duck during this season. Look at that sweet potato puree. I mean, like, if you're not into green things, you might even want to eat those green things on there. We've got pork with collard greens, those Bradford collard greens. There's nothing better in the South than Bradford collard greens. I will stand by that statement.
Oh my gosh. And these photos, you must have, I can't imagine how you were feeling as you snapped the photo and you went, oh my gosh, look at this one. Look at this one
they provided those for us, but I've seen this food in person, and it is just really lovely. And I mean, I wish we had smell-o-vision. It's really unfair that we're showing these dishes and you can't smell it. I smelled these things and they smell amazing.
We're torturing people, and you're just telling us about it. But it is, you know, we do eat with our eyes first.
We do. So
we're feasting.
That's going to hopefully convince people to go and actually order those items. That's the goal.
They're beautiful. And then now, what is more fall, you might wonder, than a German restaurant?
No,
you love,
nothing.
Schwaben Haus for the soups and the brats.
Yes. So Schwaben Haus, it's been there for quite a while on Lawrence Road, and I feel like people probably drive by and don't stop. You know, like it's a little bit unassuming. I mean, there it is right there on Lawrence Road. It kind of like, you know, ties into a bunch of other items. But let me tell you, this is soup. This is a potato soup, and it is so delicious. I'm just remembering in the brats. Okay, so they do a German potato salad with that, which is more of a vinegary salad. So for those of us that really love Duke's mayonnaise, we have to set that aside for that. But then they also do a German chocolate cake. Look at this. The cake, they've got ice cream. It's one of those spots that I feel like is underrated, very much underrated. And a lot of places that serve German food are going to be serving that Bavarian cuisine like what we're showing, but they're called Schwaben Haus. They also bring a lot of influence from the Swabia region of Germany, and that's going to be a completely different cuisine. And so what's fun there is that you get to mix and match all these different things. The servers are super informative. So if you've never been, I highly recommend going and asking your server, what should I order? What is good on the menu? What's the freshest? What are things that I can learn today and also enjoy? And they're super informative and helpful. I love that.
And talk about a place where you're just stepping into a new culture to be welcomed, and they say, here, let us take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's such a welcoming environment, and you know, it's one of those spots where it's easy to get involved in a new culture. It's not a heavy lift. It's not stressful.
Okay, so an underrated restaurant.
Yes, I think
Don't forget Schwaben Haus this time of year, especially. And then over at Abyss, you're doing some research over there, and you're finding out that sweet potatoes and carrots go great with seafood.
Great with seafood. Who knew? I mean, like, I think probably some of us knew, but look at those carrots. I mean, I can smell the butter. That is butter that those carrots are sitting in, plus the pistachios on top. They are roasted to perfection. And then you've got this gorgeous sea bass that's sitting on top of, you've got mushrooms on top of it, and then you've got this sweet potato underneath. So delicious. And I love the fact that you take a fish that generally is lighter and pair it with really savory things. So these oysters that they do, this is a special thing that I haven't found anywhere else in Greenville, and they're topping it with tuna, and it's such an umami bomb in your mouth. And then I have to give a shout out to the espresso martini at Abyss.
Hey, espresso martini.
It is one of my favorites, and I don't always order an espresso martini. It has to be really good. You know, I don't need my coffee to be alcoholic just for no reason, but that one is so delicious.
A shout out to that one deserved.
Yes, it's a dessert, basically.
That is a perfect dessert, but a lot of creativity over there, and they just keep doing great things.
And they're bringing in local ingredients, and so they're saying whatever is in season, which right now are all those gourds and carrots and things, that's what they're pairing with their seafood. So they're really doing a great job of showcasing what's local.
Very good. And of course, now we do want to talk about that big news coming next week. The first ever Michelin Guide American South ceremony happening in Greenville Monday. You know, we've heard about Michelin stars. Why is this such a big deal?
This is such a big deal. And let me tell you, my phone has been blowing up for weeks now with people getting so excited, asking, who do you think? You know, who's going to be on the list? The answer is, I don't know. I have insight into who has been invited to the actual ceremony on Monday night, which I cannot divulge. But what I will say is that getting a Michelin star is huge. It is a huge deal. I've dined at 1 stars and 2 stars. I've never dined at a 3-star, except that because of Euphoria, we have had 3-star Michelin chefs come to Euphoria. So I've been able to eat food from 3-star Michelin chefs in Greenville, which is really cool. But because of that Michelin North America headquarters being in Greenville, we have that awesome partnership with Euphoria. So we're already aware. But actually getting a restaurant in Greenville that might have a star, that might be Michelin recommended, or even be that big gourmand, which is the more affordable level, would be huge for Greenville, and I'm so excited to see who might actually achieve this.
And I know you could make some bold predictions because you know some things.
I know some delicious things. So I think if you are tuned into the restaurant scene in Greenville and you see the high-end restaurants that are getting awards, that are landing on lists, pay attention to, do a little Google search. See who's been on those lists recently, who maybe has had a James Beard nomination or a recommendation. You're going to see some names that potentially we might see on Monday night.
Well, this is why this town just keeps getting more and more interesting, the food scene, and now this spotlight.
And you know what's interesting about Michelin is that they are looking at the food only. You know, there is a feeling like it has to be a really fancy restaurant, it has to have this X, Y, and Z with the service. That's not necessarily the case. They are looking to see that the chef's personality is coming through in the food and that the flavors are very high quality. That's what they're looking for. So think about the best places you've eaten, and then just imagine, you know, maybe they might get awarded a Michelin star. I'm so excited for this.
Love the insight, love imagining what's next, and we'll certainly keep in touch about this. Ariel, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And anybody following Ariel Blanchard on social media, you will see where her adventures take her. That information is on screen.